150 home inspection reports of my own personal clients. We combed through them, we analyzed them, we found all the issues. HVAC, electrical, plumbing, go watch all those. There's a video for each one of those. This one is my personal opinion. This might offend you. This is my personal opinion on the 5 most avoidable problems. Like, we should never see these on a home inspection report, okay? So, that being said, let's dive in and get going. Hey, what's up? It's me, Haley Jones, your local Knoxville and East Tennessee real estate agent. I help clients buy and sell land and homes in the Knoxville and East Tennessee area. If you want to sell your house, call me because I'd love to talk to you. And if you need to buy a house, call me because I'd love to talk to you. And if you need to do both, then obviously call me, okay? That's why I make these videos. I want them to be helpful. I want them to be informative. And if you're watching these videos and you're like, I hate her guts, then probably I'm not your person. But if you're like, you know what? I could get down with that, then give me a call. Okay, that being said, on all of these inspection videos, I've tried to keep them very data driven. Like, what were the findings? What was most common? Here are the things. This video is strictly my opinion of things that, honestly, when I see on an inspection report, I'm like, oh my God. Like, please, can we just not see this anymore? Please. Because here's the thing. Buying a house is emotional. Selling a house is emotional. When you sell a house and you love your house and you think it's perfect, the inspector is going to dash your dreams and cut a knife straight through your heart because the inspector is going to find problems. That's what the inspector's job is. On the flip side of that, when you're buying a house and you're under contract to buy it and you're like, it's the perfect house, and then you get this inspection report back and there's 50, 11 billion million findings, your heart is also crushed again, okay? So it goes both ways, first of all. So on one hand, this is gonna let you know as a buyer, like, these are common things that happen all the time. I could say the most common. These aren't the most common. These are the things that I'm just like, God, please, why do we have to see this? Because a lot of times some of these end up at the end of the inspection report, and it's like by the time that somebody gets to the end of the inspection report, they are already devastated. And they've already thought, I don't even know if I can buy this house, but let's add insult to injury. And, let's add this lame, dumb thing that could have been fixed beforehand. And then on the sell side, when you see one of these on this list asked for repair and a whole list of 30 other thousand things that somebody wants repaired, I'm speaking in hyperbole, but you get what I mean. It's kind of like, you know what, screw you. You don't even need the house. So emotions get involved. So the whole idea here is like, hey, if you're selling, just do this beforehand. Take care of it. It's not a personal indictment against your house. Your house is great. Just fix this beforehand. And if you're a buyer, hey, you know what? Is that really a deal breaker for you? If it actually is a deal breaker for you, that's one thing. But if the HVAC system is exploding, and at the same time, you're asking for one of these items, it's like, what's the priority? The exploding HVAC or a downspout that has like a little, isn't emptying properly. You just need a little route the downspout away from the foundation. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fixable. Okay. So that being said, let's just go for it. Number one, I already gave you a hint. The number one thing that I think, or one of the 5, these aren't really in order. This is just my 5 that I'm like, ugh, I don't want to ever see this again. The first one I want to talk about, downspouts emptying at the foundation. This is literally downspouts missing extensions. There are these things that you get at places like Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon.com, Walmart.com. Have you heard of any of these? And it's just this little thing that's an extension. Here's the thing. A lot of times, actually, the extensions are there. They've just been like moved away. Somebody mowed the yard. They've been moved away. So before the home inspector gets there that day, put the extender back. Put it so that it's routing the water away from the foundation. Okay, now here's the thing. If you haven't been doing this and the downspout has been emptying at the foundation, it's going to show up in the crawl space. It's going to show up somewhere. It's going to show up. So just keep that in mind. You know, this is completely avoidable. Downspouts, emptying of the foundation. All you literally need are one of those little extender things. You could, sometimes they're buried. And then if you have buried ones, but clearly they're detached, attach them back, okay, at the gutter, at the downspout, okay? All right, next up, number 2, issue that I think is ridiculous. Interior door issues. So they're not latching, they're dragging, they're out of plumb. In other words, like if you go to open it, it closes and it should stay open. You know what I'm talking about? This is avoidable. And why do I say it's avoidable? Well, because you can clearly see that the door isn't working properly. You can clearly tell it doesn't latch properly. And the inspector's gonna flag that. Some people, this is a major issue. Why isn't the door working? Whoa. You know, so fix it. Fix it. That's a handyman fix, okay? It's fix it. This also, closet doors, by the way. Oh my gosh, the hinge doors they're kind of like accordion doors and they always come off the rail at the top. That's a fixable problem. Just address it beforehand. Okay, next up. Toilets loose on the floor or not flushing. Once again, when you sit on the toilet, you can tell it's loose. So, what are we doing? Just fix it. Flushing problems, like the thing doesn't flush properly. Also, you can tell. Now, that might be, depending on the extent of the problem, that might be beyond a handyman. Okay, but in general, it's fixable and everyone needs to use the toilet. Therefore, it is perceived as a larger problem because people need to be able to flush the toilet. Okay, so just come on. Come on, I'm talking about like when you try to flush it, it's like wiggling. Well, maybe the thing has come apart in the inside, or maybe it's like you gotta hold it down or whatever. It doesn't flush properly. Fix it. Loose on the floor, that gets flagged because it's like, oh, there's gonna be a leak or something. It shouldn't be loose on the floor. Add a shim if you need. Do what you need to do. Tighten it down. It shouldn't be loose and it should flush with no problem. Okay. Or leaking out the flush lever. Come on, fix it. Okay, next up. The 4th thing that I think we should never see is missing or inoperable or chirping smoke detectors. Now, why does this happen? Because that chirp is annoying. Nobody wants to hear that. So a lot of times people will just take the smoke detector down or like leave it hanging. You know what I'm talking about? It's just hanging there by a wire. Okay, just fix that before showings because it looks janky. Number 1. Number 2, if you unplug or take your smoke detector off it can't work. It doesn't exist. It can't detect smoke. Now, hopefully you'll never have a need for a smoke detector, but we don't know. That's why they exist. So before a showing, especially before a home inspection, make sure your smoke detectors are working. Now, here's one thing to keep in mind. If you have some sort of security like management system and your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors are all rolled into one, that is going to get flagged as the inspector is going to say something like, we think it's on some sort of system, could not determine if it's operable. So that's something that you want to know ahead of time. Like you can show, hey, this is operable, but a buyer is likely going to ask you like, is this operable or not? So just know that if it's connected to some sort of system, it's still going to get flagged. So that might be something that you address ahead of time. Hey, this is part of our ADT or our Google or whatever you have. But certainly if your smoke detector is pulled off the ceiling or off the wall, put it back. Or if it's got low batteries, put it back. You might even, just for good measure, add new batteries just for the fun, just to be extra cautious. You know what I'm saying? Okay, finally, the number 5 thing, not again in any specific order. Electrical panels that are not labeled. This is easy. This can easily be done. You could call an electrician to do this. You could also play the yelling game with a friend or your husband or your wife. Hey, I'm going to turn the circuit off and you tell me what it turned off. Turns off, kitchen lights go off. Label the panel. Kitchen. Bathroom. Master bedroom. Whatever. Just label it. Okay? Label it, because that's going to fall under the electrical category, as the smoke detectors, by the way. That's going to fall under the electrical category, and nobody needs additional electrical findings. Like, electrical problems are a problem. And if you've got all these electrical problems, oh, and by the way, the panel isn't labeled, it adds insult to injury. So let's just avoid that. Just label the panel. Again, label the panel. You can get an electrician. You can do it yourself. Come on. Okay. A couple honorable mentions of, again, things that I just think are just like, oh God, has to do with appliances. So this would be, for example, dishwashers not closing or dishwashers leaking. Dishwashers not closing tends to be consistent, especially when it comes to renovated homes. Check to make sure that the dishwasher door actually latches. I know it sounds like common sense. I'm just saying. And if you're a buyer, you can check that when you're looking and then be like, they need to fix this. I'm sorry, but you do need to fix that. Okay? In my opinion. Okay? And if there's a leak, we don't need no leaks, but you know there's a leak before you list it. So just check it. You know what I'm saying? Refrigerator temp is unsafe. And this one is like, you wouldn't know this really because you keep your refrigerator how you keep your refrigerator. I just think it's silly because that's a setting. And some people have moved out and they have all their stuff turned way down if they're completely out. Other people just want it a certain way. So that to me is silly. Like, come on. So that's not necessarily in the category of fix it before you list it, but it's just one of those things. Like, if you're a buyer and you see that and that's going to be the deal breaker, then probably the house isn't for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're worried about the refrigerator, not the house. Just saying, okay? Another one is a blinking motherboard on the oven. Again, just silly things with appliances, which theoretically should not be deal killers. However, sometimes this snowballs into if the seller didn't take care of that, what else did they not take care of? If they didn't fix the blinking motherboard on their oven, then what else can we not see? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We spiral. If we're humans, we've got brains, and sometimes we let them spiral. You know, we let them get out of control. So the whole idea is like, how can we avoid those things? So a blinking motherboard on an oven, you can get that fixed. You know what I'm saying? You can get it fixed. Anyways, so, however, the things that from a seller, like, definitely just address it before you list it, fix it before you list it, or certainly before the home inspection, is downspouts should not be emptying at the foundation. Make sure the extenders are in place. Make sure if you've got a corrugated pipe, it's actually connected. If whatever is supposed to extend the water away from the foundation is not actually doing that, fix it or add the extension. Number 2, interior door issues. Doors should latch. They should stay open when they're supposed to stay open. They should close or latch when they're supposed to stay closed. They should not be rubbing the floor. They shouldn't be rubbing the top of the door frame. That's an obvious one. Fix it. Next up, toilets are loose or don't flush. Fix it. Missing or end-of-life smoke detectors. Change the batteries. Put the smoke detector back. You get it. And then number 5, electrical panel not being labeled. Just label it. It's a pain. especially have 15 electrical panels. No one does. Maybe you have 2 or 3. I'm just saying. It's a pain. I get it. But it'll be well worth the effort to label the panel, because that will be an electrical finding and only the most serious things will show up, which is a good thing. We don't need 50 pages of nonsense. We need 3 of like, hey, this is a big issue. Or maybe we need nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, okay, well, a little bit of a ranty video. Probably a little too honest, if I'm being honest with myself. But I read so many damn inspection reports, and then I get so many repair requests when I'm working with sellers, and you're just like, oh my God, really? No. I do want to say this. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, whatever is a deal breaker for you, that is truly a deal breaker, that's fine. However, think about your priority. What's your goal? Is the goal that like all the items get fixed? And if it is, then that's what it is. That's fine. If you are not going to be settled, if you cannot live with the house, if you can't live with yourself because you didn't buy the house because the electrical panel wasn't labeled, then move on. It's not the house for you. And on the sell side, if you're being asked for repairs that you think are completely bogus and the buyers, you just are just like, what the? Then don't negotiate. That's up to you, right? So all that being said, obviously abide by your contract, but, this is not meant to be like, oh, these people are so dumb, this, that. No, I'm just saying that there's so many common things that we could completely avoid the drama of some of the stuff that happens in real estate transactions if some of it was already addressed, right? So anyways, that being said, whether you're a buyer, whether you're a seller, the goal is not just to settle. The goal is that you walk away with an outcome that you are glad about. And if that means that, you draw a hard line on the things that you will and won't repair as a seller, or as a buyer, you draw a hard line on the things that you will and will not, that you will and demand be fixed, then that's fine. But let's keep in mind, if we're talking about a refrigerator more than we're talking about the house, that's a red flag. Like, is this house then the house for you if the refrigerator temperature is more of a concern than everything else going on with the house? Just a side note. So anyhow, that being said, that is my 2 cents. If you made it this far, would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, of course. And as always, I make these videos, as I said, so that I can help you buy and sell real estate in the Knoxville and East Tennessee area, both land, both homes, all the things. Always go subscribe because I've got so much more to share with you. And I'm Haley Jones. I'll see you on the next video.